Greetings, travelers, sightseers, tourists. We're in Centennial Park in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Taking a little trip up here for a few days. Enjoying the weather. It's a lot cooler. The thing about Centennial Park I like is this little structure over here. It's a full-scale replica of the Parthenon in Athens, Greece. Of course, the one in Athens, Greece is in a little disrepair. The one in Athens, Greece was completed in 438 BC. Now this one originally was in 1897 at a exposition, kind of a fair, and it was built of wood and plaster. And as the other buildings were disassembled, this building was very popular with the locals, so they wanted to keep it. So it kind of got messed up in the weather. But in 1925, William Crawford Smith was the architect that came in and rebuilt this out of concrete, stone, real good plaster, and the proper roof to make it permanent on the same site the original was. So that took him about 6 years to build it, this current structure. And in ancient Greece, the Parthenon took 9 years to build. And the original structure in Athens was, of course, a temple to honor Athena, and also it was the treasury of the area. After the spoils of war were collected, they would be stored in such a building. And then later on in its life, it transferred into a church. But that one's deteriorated quite a bit. It's just a little bit left of it at the checking my notes. Stand by. It's a beautiful building, right? The Acropolis. The Acropolis was a series of buildings in Greece, in Athens, and the Parthenon was one of them. Now, the original one took about 100 workers. Some were slaves, 20 or so were slaves. But this structure here really brought back to life permanently from 1920 to 1925. And the local architect that helped reconstruction was Russell Hart. So that's the outside of it, full scale. That's the original in Greece. And inside is a full-scale 42-foot statue of Athena. Let's pause it here and go inside and take a look at her. So this is Athena, 42 feet tall. That's Nike. In her right hand is Nike. He's 6'6". She has a big shield there with a snake. And years ago, when I came here, the statue was all white. And over the years, they've collected funds and were able to put gold leaf on her dress and her sword and her shield. And the original Parthenon, Athena, was made of gold and ivory. So they've replicated it pretty good. The lower figures at the base are various Greek gods, and in the center is Pandora. Go closer and show you her. And right there in the center is Pandora on her box. That's Pandora's box, and Pandora, these are Greek gods. There's Zeus in there somewhere, and that's real gold leaf on that. They raised millions of dollars to put that on there. And on her shield is the head of Medusa. It's pretty impressive. There's Nike out on her hand. She has snake wristlets, bracelets made of snakes. I think there's one on each wrist, and then this giant snake. All right, that's Athena, 42 feet tall, 6,000 pounds. And I believe it was put in here in 1990. It took that long to fund it. All right, kids, Coastal Kev out. We're venturing around here in Nashville for a couple days, then it's on to K-Town. We'll see you on the road.